Heyo, welcome back to the Undrafted and Unqualified Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Anthony. I'm back here with Vinny. We got the in-person video today for you guys too, which is cool.
Yep.
We'll touch upon the news as usual, but we're gonna be doing a mock draft today, kind of that post-free agency mock draft before the NFL draft. See if there's any maybe sleepers there in the rookies where we're like, hey, I think they're going to end up here and we want to go ahead and get them. Obviously all that changes, so we'll maybe get another one post-free agency at some point. But yeah, for today we're just going to do the post-free agency for now, and then maybe after the NFL draft we'll get another one in. But yeah.
I mean, and we were talking about it too right before we started this, where it comes on, we're coming on 50 episodes here, and
this is 50.
The past 15 it has carried the load well with just getting them done quick and all that, but it's getting to that time of year where stuff starts to move quick again for NFL fantasy in general, because we talked about 2 weeks, we got the NFL draft, and then stuff just moves after that. You got training camp, you got hype for rookies, hype for new signees, so it's going to start to get fun after these next couple of weeks and the draft takes place. So that's exciting.
Yeah. And like Vinny said, this is episode 50.
Is this actually 50?
Yeah, this
wow.
is 50.
Okay.
So we're getting up to almost a year. So we're doing a mock draft, having fun for episode 50.
It's only right that we're in person for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it all started. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do episode 50. And then, we have one more probably before the NFL draft. And then, similar to our first two episodes, we'll just start going over like the landing spots of some of the guys and, what we like. And you'll probably start seeing some repeat episodes. We'll clean them up. We'll kind of change things we didn't like about them from last year, make them better for this year. And, I think we already have in our head that we want to revamp the idea of what we do for the in-season podcasts. So there's going to be some exciting stuff as we go into year two. But yeah, this is episode 50. We got one more week and then the NFL draft after that. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, let's talk news first, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen. But the one piece of news, Dontavian Wicks traded to the Green Bay Packers.
Or to the Eagles.
To the Eagles from the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. So how do you feel as a Packers fan?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I'm a fake fan or I just grown to not care about Dontavian Wicks, because Ant told me this. I was like, really? He did? And I don't know if that's a great sign for this fantasy expertise we're trying to jump on or give you guys right here, but I don't know. It kind of feels like a nothing. I can't imagine I don't even know what he was traded for, but I can't imagine.
I think it was late round
swap,
so something like that.
He is in a similar boat, and to a worse extent to Romeo Doubs and that whole crew of Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, where had the shot to, be a playmaker on that offense in the receiving room, and he just didn't take it. So maybe a fresh start works for him, but I know maybe this signals that A.J. Brown's on his way out. I don't really think that's a move that signals that, but they did sign one other guy. I know that the Eagles did.
Eagles got Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, so they're making. I don't know. Maybe these additions move that. Maybe that says something more about A.J. Brown. But for the Packers, I mean, he had his shot. He was kind of always injured. Never really took it. So not too worried about them losing him.
Yeah, I saw a post today. It was like the Eagles now feel like they're not sure. It's like 50-50. Will A.J. Brown get traded? Maybe, and they feel good with what they have, but at the same time, like, they're still trying to keep him around. Yeah. So we'll see there. If A.J. Brown gets traded to the Patriots, that's an upgrade for him.
Oh, for sure.
And then looking at this trade, Wicks got traded to the Eagles in exchange for a 5th and a 6th rounder.
Okay.
So just straight up 2 picks. I think that's a great deal for the Packers, honestly.
Yeah.
And then Wicks is signing a 1-year, $12 million extension. So that's a solid. That's a solid deal. I mean, it is 1 year, so it's a 1-year prove it deal. But and then in terms of the Packers, what this means for the Wicks standalone, as it stands, probably won't do much for fantasy. But for the Packers, I think this is huge for Christian Watson. Yeah. Everybody's in on Golden. I'm in on Christian Watson. I think Watson is just a better player. Golden just didn't do anything.
I agree.
And so I think Watson and honestly Tucker Kraft too, coming back from the ACL.
That's a good name to bring up in this situation, because I think because of the injury, a lot of people are gonna forget about how good of a start he was off to before that injury. So
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, Jaden Reed gets thrown in that mix, Christian Watson, of course, and then Matthew Golden, second year. So there's a lot of names still there, but again, it's going to be an opportunity for someone to step up. And these guys like Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks, who are now gone, didn't do that. So yeah, more opportunities for someone to make a big splash.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, sorry for the shaking. It's going to happen on the camera multiple times just because of the table we're on.
Wait, one more touch on news. I don't know if you talked about it last episode. Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Oh, I didn't.
Is that fantasy relevant news?
It's smoke.
Uh-oh.
It's smoke.
Trouble in paradise.
Don't worry about it.
Trouble in paradise.
No, I think there's definitely with stuff like Diana Rossini with talking bad about her husband. Like, sure, I can understand that a little bit, but they were, both of them said like this was a whole thing where there was like multiple people here. It was like a huge gathering of like coaches and like media sources. So I don't think and it looked friendly. It looked friendly. Like,
but
the pictures.
I'm just saying this.
I don't know.
We both have girlfriends. If you see another holding hands, lock in hands with. To me, that's that's a clear. There's something else going on.
Yeah. I don't know though.
But you're right.
I think
both of their
of
statements were, of course, that nothing's going on. But I feel like it's not over. There has to be something else that comes out about it. But I don't really think it has any fantasy implications.
No.
It was just
crazy.
Hey, maybe the AJ Brown trade will not be leaked by Diana Rossini now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
Maybe they were talking AJ Brown.
That's what she was trying to do. Get the inside scoop.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna go ahead, share my screen here. So we're gonna be on the same screen again today. They're still not doing the mock draft lobbies yet, as you can see. So basically, what's gonna happen? We're gonna do similar as usual. Quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a tight end, a flex, 6 bench. And we're going to be drafting this team together again, similar to the last one. Going to randomize. Let's just do twice, and then we'll go with that second one. We'll hop into it. We'll talk through it. You know the drill. All right, we'll go one more. 8th, all right.
All right. I think it's good to have some, the 8th to me is a tough spot to draft from. That's a tough spot.
I hate drafting from the 8th.
So it's good to
I'll pull up the team on the side, although we love all these ads that are here, right? Let's take a look at the draft board cheat sheets. I'm going to turn off the tiers because I don't want to follow theirs. We can take a look at the rankings for easy use, but we see Jamar, Puka, at JSN, all 3 of those guys go. Bijan, Gibbs, McCaffrey, JT. That feels good. Looking at the board now I feel like here's the drop off, right? It's those 4 running backs and those 3 receivers. So it's like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown? Do you want to take a shot at Neighbors? Do you want to go Trey McBride and just lock in a dude?
At 8.
I wouldn't hate
he's
it.
getting to that territory.
I don't want to do it, but it's an option.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't fault you for it. Then you got Genty, Achan, James Cook are kind of the names over there. Mm-hmm. Personally, I'm looking receiver here, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, just to point out quickly this is what I mean by drafting at this spot is sort of tough because you see those names that come off the board. I think we can all agree that those are the A-list fantasy players. Those are guys that you can't miss. They're going to have a good year if healthy. And then, of course, there's some great names here, like you pointed out, but it's just not that same guarantee anymore.
For the running back specifically?
For CD, of course, but a little bit of a down year last year. But still, these are guys high profile names, but it's different than Puka, JSN, and Jamar. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it feels like nothing can go wrong with those 3. While CD, it's Pickens is there.
Yeah.
Jetta's all right. Well, it's a quarterback
Kyler,
change again, so it's like.
For me, I agree with receiver, but I'm also looking at Achan. That feels like a name right in this category where it's the receptions are there, the floor is there. Is this quarterback change and Malik Willis being more of a rushing quarterback, is that going to change his sort of output? Yeah. But I think if I had to go receiver, I would go CD. Okay. I like Jefferson, but I just feel like I couldn't take him this early with the speculation of how it's going to be.
Yeah, my
do you
concern
think?
my concern with Achan is the team's so bad.
Yeah.
Their
No,
best
that's
receiver is
fair.
Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
like even if they draft someone, and I just don't have the faith in Malik Will. I don't think touchdowns come. Sure, the offense runs through them, but he's also. It seems like he could hold out too. There's just a lot of question
Really?
marks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the situation. He's not like showing up to training camp right now or
for
something.
contract dispute.
Personally, I'd go Amon Ra.
You know, as you were talking through this, I was looking down the list again, and I was like, this guy just finishes top 5 every
He's
year.
I think he's been number 3 the last 3
Yeah.
straight years.
So I'm good with that, honestly.
All right, let's do that
Yeah.
because he just gets it done every year.
Yep. Let's actually look at the finishes real quick if we have time. I mean,
Yeah, we probably could. But a lot of receivers. You see Achan and Cook go. Oh, I didn't mean to
fuck,
redo
yeah, I
it. Oh well, I can just take that again.
Just-
it probably
let's
won't
just
change
take it.
anything. Where would it be?
season stats probably.
Seasons. A few more seasons. Yeah, number
Holy
3 in
shit.
3
Yeah,
straight years.
wow, okay.
So and he finished at 7 the year before, which is like this is just a can't miss type
Yeah.
receiver. It feels like.
Yeah.
You have Jared Goff. You have Wait, is it not going to let us take him? Oh no. All right. Well. All right.
Wait, can we just? It says he was drafted
Where did he get drafted?
to us.
What the?
Let's just take our next best. Who would you
Yeah,
take?
yeah.
Let's see, just to see if it would.
Let's stick with receiver. You said CD. I'm fine doing that.
Yeah.
Let's just do it to do it. I think that's so weird.
Maybe it'll give us.
Wait,
some
can I redo? Do you think I can redo that now? And then we could take Amon Ra.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're trying this again. Yeah. All right. There we go. There we
So
go.
we got
All
our
right.
guy.
All right. Finally. So yeah, again, looking at the board, all receivers, nothing changed. It was just our pick specifically that was changing. Going back to the teams, right? There's our guy, James Cook, Achan. Looking at receivers, I'm glad we took one too, because now you're looking at Nico Pickens, A.J.
Yeah.
Brown. And the last time we did a mock draft, it was very clear we want one of these like top 12 wide receivers to be the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think running back, it was like we want at least like 2 in the top 24. The tight ends, you kind of want, whatever, hopefully a top guy. But quarterbacks, you can wait on a little more. Okay, no, we're not trying to draft Joe Burrow here. But yeah, I mean, Genty here feels great. Like if we're to go get a guy,
Yep.
Genty feels great here. I do like Trey McBride too.
I was gonna say that I think Genty, like you said, stands out, but
Yeah. The question is, how much better do you feel about Trey McBride over the rest of these next 4 names?
I think Brock Bowers, when we get into our value episodes, is gonna be a top
Value.
name. I don't know, we'll have to see with ADP. I'd be curious to see where he goes in this.
Yeah.
If we don't take him, just because of the fact that it's crazy how 1 year difference. It's like, oh, now Trey McBride's in a tier of his own when
Yeah.
Brock Bowers was
Yeah,
that tier.
I think they're both in the same tier.
Yeah, I
but-
personally think they're both in the same tier still.
Mm-hmm.
But Genty kind of feels like the slam dunk here, just so we
Yeah.
don't miss out on that RB1 tier.
Yeah,
'Cause
right. You're looking at Hampton, Chase
Exactly.
Brown, Saquon. I mean,
And
Ken
those are
Walker's
still
a
good
name.
names.
Jeremiah Love will probably shoot up boards after he's drafted.
Yeah.
But I like that call too. Let's go ahead and take Ashton Genty here. Let's
One
take a
thing-
look at the board too. Trey McBride and Bowers. They
Wow,
both go.
okay.
Josh Allen goes. Couple running backs. More receivers are going here too.
Chase Brown at the 306 feels nice.
That's a
that
steal.
does feel
That's
nice.
a
I don't
steal.
think we couldn't have taken him over Genty. We could have, but I don't
Yeah.
think we would have. But at the 306, that looks good.
I mean, missing on these two, I think we wait just
Yeah.
at least another round. Loveland feels way too early.
Yeah.
Receivers, truthfully, I'm rating some of these names. I'm not a fan. There was one name, though, I know you like too. And I really want to take Jeremiah Love.
Are we taking him again? We took
I
him
think
in
I
our,
wanna
or did
take
we
him.
pass him on our first mock draft?
We might have. I don't know.
But you took him in your.
I took him in that like
3
dynasty.
year-
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with it. This guy's gonna
He's
be a
gonna
stud.
be so good wherever he ends up.
yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take Jeremiah Love. Granted, if he falls to 10 and goes to the Bengals, that changes up his value along with Chase Brown's value.
Yeah.
So there's a reason he's only at 13 on the board here. However, if he were to go to like Washington, I mean, he better be somewhere up here, like 6 to 8, because he's going to be that good.
It would be hard to pass on him over the big name. Besides the big names, I mean, that guy's going to be really good.
Yeah. And then we look here, 2 more running backs. You have 3 more receivers and 3 quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, again, it's a position I'm fine waiting on.
Yeah.
You just look down the board. It's like, Jaden Daniels would be great to have. I like that a lot. But, some of these names in here just feel great too. Like Herbert with Mike McDaniel now, I kind of like a lot. Mm-hmm. And then there's like even Kyler, who's just so low right now.
It just also feels like, I think Lamar and Josh Allen have separated themselves so much when healthy. Obviously, Lamar was hurt last year, but when they're healthy, they're 1 and 2. Like, no, they're hard to replace at that spot. So at this point, you're basically like, there are guys. Jaden has been top 5. Jalen Hurts has had top 5, top 3 seasons. So, like, it wouldn't hurt to take a shot here, but you're right. Just look at the name, Patrick Mahomes at 13.
He's coming off the injury, so I get that.
But even like, Jared Goff at 17.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray and a Kevin O'Connell offense at 17.
Yeah, you could easily pair up Goff as the safe guy with Kyler Murray as the shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'd feel good about that.
So I'm also good on waiting on quarterback here.
Running backs, there's still some names here.
There is.
I mean, if this is how the board's falling, it might be good to wait on running backs just moving forward. But, I mean
a three-headed monster
going,
of Genty, Jeremiah Love, and Derrick Henry.
Going 3 early, though, feels kind of like...
No, you're right, but it's just tempting a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the board here at receiver, I don't want Zay Flowers. I don't want Ladd McConkey. Luther Burden, it just feels early.
It's very early.
I like Tay, actually.
I mean, the fact that Burden's ahead of Emeka with Mike Evans leaving, that feels wrong.
Buka, he fell off so hard,
he did,
to end
but
the year.
just it was there. Like, Luther Burden showed it at the end. Yeah. Emeka showed it right off the rip. And then he I think he was out for a little bit and then came back, and it just wasn't the same. But
it just feels hard to take any of these names.
The only one that sticks out is Devontae, because like that's just a locked in 1K 10 touchdown
machine. Yeah, and just being with the Rams.
That feels like the safest pick, and we have our upside and lockdown floor in Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
It feels like an okay pick.
It feels like a good fit.
Yeah, for the construction of the team.
Right. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that, just because we don't want to go 3 running backs this early.
That 3-headed monster would be
filthy.
Fire, but
yeah.
I think this is a safe pick at receiver.
Loveland goes immediately after. You see Hurts and Daniels go.
Feels early.
Burden, end of the 4th. That's real early to me. And keep in mind, they took him over their first running. Granted, back to back, but over the first running back of that team.
And then we see Hurts and Jaden Daniels go really quick. Right after that.
So I mean, again, you still have some of these guys on the board, which again, I want to wait.
Yep.
And you mentioned Goff, but Goff is even better when you consider the fact that we have Amon-Ra.
Yep.
So that's a name. Wow, Kyron sitting there is really enticing.
I wonder if people are again just worried about the Rams committee, and if this is the year Blake Corum.
I don't think so. They were both good though.
I know.
And I think Blake Corum's like 25 already.
Yeah, he is older.
So it's not like this is a young guy who's yet to break out.
I know.
And I mentioned him in the potential breakouts just with like considering certain things, but like I don't know. I just feel like they won't go away from Kyron. You really have to buy that they're going to go to Blake Corum.
Yeah.
I think they're going to stick with both.
But it is starting to look ugly in the running back room.
Yeah.
I will say. So I'm glad we have Jeremiah.
We got our 2. I mean, we said it last time. I mean, honestly, I want to go back and hear exactly what we said the last mock draft we did, because we said like 1 in the top 12 of this position, 2 in the top 24. And I think that's what we said for the running backs was 2 in the top 24, which we hit, because you get outside the top 24 and it's like not some great names here.
It's upside.
You immediately get to Kyle Monangai who's in a timeshare.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's some upside there for sure. But it's like you're not confident with that being your RB2.
No, not at all.
You shouldn't be. So I like the construction of what we've done to this point.
Yeah, I mean, looking down the board too, there's some more receivers. There's a couple tight ends, which I'm not opposed to going tight end, but DJ Moore really sticks out to me. DJ Moore with Josh
Really?
Allen. I mean, he's going in. He will be the guy because he is better than Khalil Shakir. I think 31 feels low. I'm probably gonna have him somewhere up here when it comes to when we do our rankings. So that's a name I probably lean towards.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I see what you mean. It could be a name we kind of sleep on of like, oh, he went for a second round pick. He's kind of at the end of his, prime playing days. But you're right. Like we saw what he did with Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs was a much better player at that time when he got to Buffalo. But still, I mean, DJ Moore showed he can still do it in some games
See,
last
how old
year.
is he?
Only
So, 29.
Yeah, so it's I guess that kind of age coming up. I mean, for me, I still kind of look at Egbuka, and I think I
Egbuka's a
see
nice
some
name,
upside there. Like with all these names in mind, it's just like volume, upside, production,
Yeah.
draft capital, and Egbuka, obviously the most recent draft capital, but that just like he fits all those holes for me.
Yeah. I think Egbuka, DJ Moore are two names. But, I mean, you even look down the board a little bit, and some of
Yeah.
these names as a wide receiver 3 feel
Yeah.
solid.
I
You
mean,
know
yeah.
what I
Do we
mean?
look tight end?
So we could. I'm big on Warren. I think Warren could lead the Colts this year.
Especially with Pittman kind of
gone.
being that safety blanket, that what felt like Warren was too, but like Pittman was that reception monster.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go down the field. So now they bring in Alec Pierce with big money. He goes down the field.
Yeah.
Warren's that safety blanket now.
Yeah.
I like it. I think out of all these names at tight end, I like that.
I like Warren. I think it's fine taking him in the 5th, too.
It feels like you could get burned.
Kyron, too, though.
Oh wow! I thought that was before we simmed. I didn't know he was still
Yeah,
here.
no.
I mean,
Part of me wants to go Kyron. We double up on Rams, but I think honestly, like of all names, I like Kyron better than going tight end here.
I agree. I think I personally, I think I've said it before. I love having.
He's
a running-
25 too. Oh
Wow,
yeah,
he's-
we're taking Kyron Williams.
And didn't they just extend him? Like, didn't
Yeah.
he get an extension?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah,
So we get
okay. The
3
next 3
tight
go off
ends.
the board. I think we punt the position now, and we're totally fine.
Yeah, I'd like to see the board, but like
Yeah.
I agree that those 3 were kind of especially Warren and Kraft.
You look down like Laporta, maybe,
It'd
but
be tough
you
to
don't.
double
I
up
don't
with
like.
Amon-Ra,
Yeah,
too.
and I don't like going middle round tight ends. Like it just tends not to work out. Like
I know.
Hawkinson last
Yeah.
year, Laporta. Like also the gap between tight end 2 and 12 was like 17 total points this
Yeah,
past year.
yeah.
So it's like. I think we punt and just take a guy later.
If we didn't have Amon-Ra, I'd be a little more interested.
I'd be interested in Laporta
because I feel
yeah.
like he has a name here sticks out, and even with Kraft and Fannin there, like I could have Laporta above them.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
I think Laporta is a clear like you hit Pitts and you're dropping crazy far down.
Exactly, but
But I think that's a good call. With Amon-Ra, that's tough to take. And we already have 2 Rams. You don't want to double up too much on those like skill position players. We look ahead. Christian Watson is there. DK. DJ Moore is still there. That is the name where I would go in the direction of running backs. We probably just don't need to worry about one for now. And then quarterbacks. Like, do you want to bite on Dart? It feels like it's a little early for Dart, personally. And some of these other guys, you could just wait a couple more rounds on. So, my personal opinion, I'd take DJ Moore right here.
I'm behind it. Because I think I see the upside you're talking about, and at this point, let's go with the best quarterback situation.
Yep.
And I think that's the case with DJ Moore.
Cool. So, we got 3 and 3. We have 3 running backs, 3 receivers. Feels great. DJ Moore's got the upside too, so we've already got the lockdown here.
Yeah.
You got, running backs are nice on this team.
I think it is. Maybe
let's look at the
you
draft.
did mention him. It's a little unrealistic for Jeremiah Love to fall to the 308.
Yeah.
But we are. He's without
Yep.
a team, so of
Yep.
course we're gonna take that.
And you never
value.
know. Like I said, if he ends up with the Bengals,
Yeah,
that will be a
exactly.
fine spot for him.
I'd be shocked, but
Yeah. You see here, a lot of receivers, couple more running backs, a lot of quarterbacks now. So if we go ahead and look across the board, we might be the last team besides this team right behind us, the 9th pick, besides them, we are the last 2 teams to get a starting quarterback. So it's something to consider, right? You always want to keep an eye on that. Herbert, do you like Herbert that much? I love Purdy this year. I think he's going to be such a steal. And then Goff is really enticing just because of the stack. So I'm personally not stressed about having to go with a quarterback right now because they could take one. And if they do, they do. And I'd feel fine with Herbert or Purdy, kind of in the same tier.
Yeah, no, this is usually a position in drafts where I feel really good about because of the fact that when you know everyone else won't take a position because they're prioritizing other things, and all we've done is prioritize those positions they're going to now begin to prioritize, you know you're safe to stick to your plan. Like, you don't have to rush to take a quarterback because, there's going to be some people in your leagues that take Lamar and Patrick Mahomes for some reason. But, it'll just happen, but you can lean more on the side of caution that they won't do that. So I feel good. I agree that, in a good spot right now.
Yeah. We can always look for more depth. I think, like we said, we're punting the position. Why not wait? Just keep getting depth. You look here, there's Jacoby Myers. You look here, Michael Pittman. Alec Pierce, that's a name. You could go rookie. Jaden Reed, Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, if you like Downs. And then some of those running backs too. Chuba Hubbard, is he the guy there for Carolina?
Jonathan Brooks season. No, that Alex Pierce being there just kind of it still shocks me because not because he should have been drafted earlier. I think this is the range for him. But they just gave this guy $30 million a year, and he's sitting here. Not that ESPN or Fantasy Pros Ringer is the end all be all, but this guy's wide receiver 40, and he got paid $30 million a year. I don't know.
I would go Pierce here too.
No, I mean I think right here's good value, especially for being the wide receiver 1 on your team. But again, do we want to double up with? Oh, we didn't go.
We didn't go.
Okay,
Warren.
yeah.
No, because we decided not to, and so he'd be the first Colt. I'd go Pierce. It just feels like so much money. Yeah, 4-year 116 right there. So
I just think it speaks more to the contract. Like this is the names he's with, and you just paid him $30 million. But I think the upside's there for this point in the draft.
For sure. Let's take a look at the board. All right, the team 9 did not take a quarterback here.
All right.
So both are available, but again, all these teams now going the other way have a quarterback already. We could wait until the 9:08 and we could probably take one there. It was just running backs, 2 wide receivers go off the board. I probably want to look running back again just in case. Is there any name that sticks out? Could be something, because now we're getting to the point where it's these are potential handcuffs, and none of these names to me as I'm reading are necessarily enticing.
I mean, is Charbonnet for sure out for the year? Because I know he tore it late in the season.
Return at some point.
Yeah,
so
that feels like an avoid until further details. I was just curious because with Ken Walker out, that could be the guy. But
I think honestly hold there. Maybe you just take some shots later down the board. Something like that. Again, tight ends are still. We're gonna wait. I have a couple names I see like Isaiah Likely. Pair him up maybe with a George Kittle, and now you have 2 with Kittle coming back at some point. That feels great. The bench, we have 4 total spots left. So I think we could kind of do whatever we want. I think we could just go another receiver and call it a day there.
We could take a shot on a rookie receiver.
Yeah.
I think we see it every year where guys just, of course we're doing this without landing spots, but we see it every year where a guy just steps up, turns into a stud, and is drafted in the first 2 rounds next year.
Yeah.
Not saying that this will be a guarantee, but I think this is with our roster construction, that's a good spot to do something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't love a lot of the names here either. We're really getting into some.
I mean, the fact that we're seeing
Adonai
Mitchell on the page.
Yeah, Shaheed, Booty,
dude, I think we took Carnell Tate last time. So should we, or did we go Mekhi Lemon?
I don't even know.
I think we could
go Tate
again. Okay.
I don't know who we took last time. I feel like we might have done both, honestly.
Did we? Yeah.
So
I think Tate is just one of those OSU guys. They're a wide receiver factory along with LSU. But
I think he could just, if the Browns take him, the volume will just be there. And no, it might be very ugly actually, but you know, you take a guy and it'll be good. And if he goes to the Saints, that's great too.
Yep.
Like if the Saints take him, I think that would be a huge hit. So
now I didn't follow the draft as much when JSN was drafted a few years ago, but I felt like it was similar where like he was the best receiver in the class, but he went like pick 18. Or like maybe even later.
It was like there were 4 straight receivers that year where it was JSN, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Addison. I don't know the order.
I think they went middle first.
They went like 20 through 24.
Something like that.
It was just like, I don't know.
So to compare to Tate, like he was the best wide receiver at OSU besides Jeremiah Smith. But he's not a part of the draft this year. Yeah. And it just feels like guys can kind of forget, like, these guys produce wide receivers. And so it feels like a name that
best
could just...
catch rate.
Yeah, I mean...
top receivers in this class.
He could just kind of sneak up on people. So.
I think he's just very safe. Like, it's almost like a can't miss. He might never be JSN. He might never be a superstar. But I think you could very well see him as a rock solid, like, top 10 to 20 receiver in the NFL for a number of years. So we'll go ahead. We'll take Carnell Tate there. We're good at receiver. We got 5 rock solid options with some upside there. We have 3 bench spots left, so we want to utilize them. George Kittle went.
Wow.
So we look at the draft board. Kittle went. A lot of running backs and more wide receivers. No more QB. I say we go QB and we pick our guy. I'm in on Purdy. So Purdy would be my guy, but I have no faults taking Herbert either.
I am a big Herbert guy. I don't want to let that get in the way because I feel like that's gotten me in trouble in some years of drafting. But just the idea of Mike McDaniel being at the helm.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's always had, what was it? Greg Roman was there, right?
Yep.
Or was there have just been so many run-heavy scheme guys. And this is the first year where it's like it feels like the first pass scheme Herbert's ever had as an OC. So Herbert this year, having Herbert in dynasty leagues for me really excites me. But sell me on Purdy really quick of like why.
So Herbert, don't get me wrong, I'm in on Herbert too because I think Mike McDaniel and also just the fact that the O-line is improving drastically. They're getting 2 stud tackles back from injury. Then they signed a center, I believe, and then we'll see what they do in the draft too. But Purdy has been like the QB2 in points per game. He's so good when healthy. I mean, he was a QB 24 last season, but if we look at like season stats, it was like, he finished 24. I wish it wouldn't give you like just the finish.
Yeah. Well, he has points per game. No, it doesn't show.
No, it doesn't say.
But I know what you mean. We talked about him on other episodes. And
he's just finishing well.
Yeah.
You look at some of these finishes here. I mean, 17, granted this week, okay, whatever, it's Seattle. He had a down week here, but like most games he played in last year, he was just really good. Like he was scoring and he wasn't losing you weeks.
Mike Evans.
You look back, exactly. You look back to 2024, it's like, okay, there were a couple down weeks, but there were so many weeks that it was just really good.
Yeah. And that's just passing the ball too. He doesn't rush really.
Yeah.
So I like that. I'm good with that. I feel like they're in a similar tier where like they play a similar style. I'm good with that. I think they're give or take
Purdy there. Yeah.
And then there goes Herbert. That must be that team right after us.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did on the flip. So that's the way they should have done it. Wait. Laporta went. So there goes another tight end. Let's go back up. So we're still sitting with 3 running backs at this point. We have a quarterback now, so we don't necessarily have to double up just yet, although I probably want to. We also need a tight end at some point.
Yep.
I'm fine waiting. There's still some names I'm fine waiting on.
Kittle getting taken stings a little bit for that plan. But because now you're taking kind of 2 shots.
You gotta shift the plan.
Yeah.
That's it. I think we look ahead at running back too. There's like nothing. I see one name in particular right here, Manuel Wilson, who could be the guy for Seattle.
Yeah.
So that's an intriguing name. It could also be a timeshare with a rookie like Jadarian Price, who has been mocked there a lot. So that is a consideration, but I kind of like Emmanuel Wilson. I also don't mind Kenny Gainwell. I think he was solid last year, and as your RB4, like okay,
Yeah. I was looking at Bill Krosky Merritt for a little bit just because I know he had some solid finishes at the end of the year, but they did bring in Rashad White. There's speculation of drafting Jeremiah Love.
They brought in Jerome Ford too.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things to kind of show he's not the bell cow. I mean, out of the names you brought up, Emmanuel Wilson feels like the most upside.
Yeah.
Because I saw him on the Packers. He had good games. He was the change of pace back for Josh Jacobs. So yeah, in terms of the names we see right here, it's a lot of guys that like had this hype and never lived up to it. Like you see Tajay
Mason
Spears
too, maybe.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm good. Again, this is our RB4, so there's really not much worry over this pick. If it hits, then it's
if it hits, it hits.
It's amazing to have 4 starting running backs. So
yeah.
I like Emmanuel Wilson. I feel like it's too early for Jonathan Brooks. I still
it's early for Emmanuel Wilson too. So
it is.
Do we want to consider doubling up now? Like that's an option too.
The only problem with doubling up
or going tight end.
I feel like maybe I was gonna say the only problem with doubling up on quarterback now is like then we'd have 2 high profile names. Mm-hmm. Where like that's not a bad thing, but then it's like what week do I start Patrick Mahomes? I feel like that messes with you of like you need to start Patrick Mahomes, but you have Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to play the matchup game if you do that this early. Yeah. But I don't mind going tight end here. Like
it just feels early to take Emmanuel Wilson.
Pitts had a good year. Like
Pitt, I'm just not in on Pitts. I'd much rather go like
Ferguson,
like more upside, like Ferguson, even Gadsden maybe.
Yeah,
because Keenan Allen's gone. I mean, Isaiah Likely's sitting there, which I like for an upside.
I like
play.
him. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like Pitt, like we don't know Likely's role yet, if that makes sense.
I feel like we don't know a lot of these guys' role. I mean,
Pitt's.
We have 3 bench spots. I low-key want to double up on tight end.
For sure.
And I low-key want to double up on QB.
I feel like Likely would be the double-up guy. Like, that would be our backup plan, but, like, with a lot of upside.
Yeah, we could do that. Low-key Kelsey, too. Kelsey's been so good.
I know, yeah.
So, part of me just wants to take Kelsey and say, fuck it, like, why not?
I'm with that, honestly. It is kind of disrespectful. What did he finish at last year? Tight end 3. He was a tight end 3.
He finished at tight end 3. But, again, he was, like, barely ahead of people. But even still, it's like, you look at his splits, it was like, he was good. He was just good. Like, so I think it's a fine option. He was much worse, though, when Rashee Rice returned. That's the thing. Week 7, Rashee Rice came back, and he was terrible kind of the rest of the year. That's my only concern where I'm like, do we really want to go?
That was something I wanted to point out earlier is that Rashee Rice went at the end of the first.
Did he actually?
Or he went at the 201, I believe.
Wow.
So, like, I don't know if you talked about that news, but he's cleared. So, it's Rashee Rice season again.
Man, these names are just so ugly.
I am good
with any of these guys.
I'm good with Kelsey as the kind of...
Kelsey, but then we looked at his splits. He was so bad with Rashee Rice.
I know, but... It is Kelsey.
Do we go Ferg?
I feel like with Pickens and CD there,
it's just like it's kind of hard to take
because when it was
any of these guys.
Him and Pickens, he was very good. Ferguson.
All right, we're punting the position. We're going back to running back. We could just double up here. I feel like because you get 2 guys, then you feel good about. It feels like the best name is here. Like, the tight ends don't feel good. Running back, we're like, there's a name, but lower. That's too early to take.
Yeah.
Do we go Mahomes, or do I like a shot on Kyler Murray personally, too?
I like Kyler Murray a lot, too. Like, but it just feels wrong to take him over Mahomes.
Nah, I don't care. Kyler Murray's got the rushing upside.
Yeah, who cares? We're overthinking.
We're taking Kyler Murray. Yeah, we've been dwelling too long.
For our like 14th round pick in a mock draft.
All right,
that's what you do.
We look. Kelsey, Pitts, Isaiah Likely. Damn it!
Wow.
Likely went off the board too. A lot of running backs. So, I mean, here's the time to take Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah. So I say we do that.
Wow, I can't believe
Let's
they
do
went
that. Yeah. Oh, these picks are flying now because we've just talked about it all. Now we want to double up on tight end, I think.
Yeah.
Or we just go one and we figure out
Let's
the last
see.
pick. But I don't mind Gadsden. I really don't. You know, you're just taking a shot at this point.
In a
hoping
McDaniel offense.
Or you could even just go Kenyon Sadiq.
As our starter,
All right, well, we could do both.
I say we go Gadsden, even though this still feels like I'm not confident in this
These
pick.
game logs, they were not great.
But still, it's like right now where the board's at.
How old is he?
22.
22. Sheesh.
Yeah. No, I say we go.
I mean, this was his first year as a rookie.
In I think the beginning of the year, he didn't play much.
No,
so.
I just don't like Kincaid. I don't think he has a role. Juwan Johnson, just not great. Goddard, I don't like.
Touchdowns.
Schultz, nah. Hunter Henry. Like, these other names are just not intriguing enough. So, let's go ahead. We're going to get Gadsden. And then, I think, why don't we just double it up with one of the rookies? I also really like Eli Stowers. He's a freak.
I don't know much about him.
I think, the draft capital, it might just be worth taking Kenyon Sadiq.
Sure. Let's
So,
do it.
we just double up there. Let's just look at a couple other names before we finish the draft. Like Makai Lemon would be great, but we got our receivers. We're good there. Mm-hmm. Running backs, not a lot left. Like we took them at the right time. I don't know why somebody took Joe Mixon.
Caleb Johnson.
QBs too. The QBs are sitting here.
How do you feel about Caleb Johnson?
Baker? All right, sorry. How is Baker 21?
Yeah, no, the QB position is crazy deep.
Yeah. Caleb Johnson, don't take him.
No?
He stinks.
I know he does, but like...
They've written him off so
I know, but like they don't bring back Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, and then they bring in Rico Dowdle instead.
True.
Yeah.
I was trying to build a Caleb Johnson
there's
pipe dream there.
But... All right, we'll take Kenyon
Sadiq.
Finish up this draft. We took too long on those last few picks.
That's all right.
All right.
Let's see.
Don't need to sign up here. What the hell? I'm not signed in. That's probably why. But your team, all right. We look here. Let's just go down the starters. Brock Purdy, Ashton Genty, Jeremiah Love, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Oronde Gadsden, Kyron Williams. That feels great. Then you could put DJ Moore in the flex over Kyron, and one of these guys comes off the bench. I think Purdy and Kyler is sick.
Yeah.
Then you have Genty, Jeremiah Love, Kyron, and Emmanuel Wilson, who's just a shot. Like, these three guys you feel good about.
Yeah.
This is an RB2 that you got as your RB3. Then you have Amon-Ra, Devontae, DJ Moore, Pierce, and Carnell Tate. You know that you have two here. One's rock solid anyways. DJ Moore's got a lot of upside. Alec Pierce has a ton of upside. Carnell Tate's a rookie. So you could hit on a couple of these guys too. And then tight end, we just took a shot, It's one of those situations where there's guys who come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like Goddard this past year. I forget who else finished top 12.
I mean, Kraft was a guy last year who was drafted outside of
he was
the
getting
top
drafted
10.
Late, yeah.
So, that could be Gadsden this year.
Yep.
So, it's
Loveland wasn't getting drafted at all.
Now he's a fourth round.
Yep. Kyle Pitts was going late. What are some of these other names? Harold Fannin was undrafted.
Yeah.
So it was like, you look at some of the names who did well. So sometimes you swing, and we took two with Gadsden and Kenyon Sadiq.
And that's the best position to take a swing at, I think, because it's usually a waiver wire bi-weekly position unless you have one of these top guys. Yeah. But just looking at our running back and receiver duos compared to other teams, I mean, Genty and Jeremiah Love stacks up against anyone in this league, this mock draft, besides McCaffrey and Kenneth Walker. That's a really good stack right there.
Yeah, and then look at their receivers. It's
exactly.
Devontae Smith and Ricky Pearsall.
So we get, in our receiving stacks, Amon-Ra and Devontae stacks up against anyone.
It feels so balanced. Sure, Purdy might not be as good as some of these other guys, but I don't think he's far off, Yeah. Okay, McCaffrey, Ken Walker, they got us there. But look at their receivers. Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, maybe they got us there. But again, look at their receivers.
Yep.
You look at Gibbs and Swift, also great. Look at their receivers. Bijan, Harvey. I'm out on Harvey. They have good receivers.
Especially as a 2.
They have good receivers. But, you look across the board, you're right about that. There's nothing that sticks out to me that, screams, wow, we hit. We hit here, we hit here. we have Kyron, we have DJ Moore,
Yep.
and there's just so much depth at quarterback. And then we took our shots. Wow.
Yeah.
We love that.
Springfield,
We love
Massachusetts.
that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you also see how it panned out for these teams that, like, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, but they took Loveland early.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then, what is it over here? They took Bowers. They have Jamar and Garrett Wilson. They took
And
Bowers.
Burden.
So, like, it's the path you take, and we chose a path that I think we both agreed. Tight end is the most puntable position. Maybe quarterbacks. Maybe quarterbacks.
What the?
All right.
Well,
maybe they're telling us to shut up about our draft strategy, but
no, yeah, I think though, as you said, if you don't get one of those top two guys really, and maybe it extends a little bit with like Loveland, Warren, Kraft, and Fannin this year. Like I'd be fine with all of those guys, but I think at the same time, it's like we talked about it last year too. You take one of the top three. Last year it was McBride, Bowers, and Kittle.
Yep.
And then if you don't get one of them, you punt. And so that's what we did this year too.
And because in the Loveland, Warren, and Kraft kind of feels like a graveyard pick as well, where like you could get killed by it. If you're taking fourth,
if we look where they went, I think it was like Loveland went to 406. That's too early for me.
And then these two in the fifth,
Warren in the fifth,
sixth,
Fannin and Kraft in the sixth. Oh, okay. I think Kraft could go lower, and I'd feel much better with that. I think it just. The other names around him, it just feels like I don't want to take tight end here, but I'd be fine if you wanted to.
It feels better than here. Like if you take Loveland over Travion or ETN, who just end up having monster years.
Yeah, you took him over all of these guys right here. Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that feels early.
Williams.
He feels like an early bust candidate for his ADP. But, he had a really good playoff run and a really good end of the season, so.
Yep.
You could make your season as well, but just interesting stuff to point out of like how it changed your entire draft strategy.
For sure. All right, that was a long one. We spent so much time debating, going back and forth as usual.
For episode 50, we're in person.
Episode 50,
we got to do it.
We had some fun with it. Yeah. Ended up with a great team. But yeah, we'll wrap up there. We have yet to decide what we're gonna do for episode 51, but. It's simply one more episode, and then we'll have that draft talk following because the draft will happen in between that time. So we'll figure it out. We'll come together. We'll have something for you for next week, something fun. And then, we'll be doing draft talk after that, which will be great as always. And we'll talk about landing spots, things like that. Maybe we can talk a little bit about like who we liked going in and if the landing spot did anything too. So, we can kind of touch upon a little bit of what we did last year too, maybe. But that is the plan. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this mock draft. I know we did. But we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.